These exercises are really all you need to build big, muscular, impressive boulder shoulders. Hey guys, Mark McKillier with Live Anabolic, and today I'm going to show you how to build some big boulder shoulders with nothing but some dumbbells, which means you can do these at home just as effectively as going to the gym. Now guys, shoulders are really a pretty small muscle group, but they have an oversized impact on the way your physique looks, because just building these things out just a little bit makes your body look wider at the shoulder, which in turn makes your waist look smaller. So for all the guys out there that are carrying a little extra weight around the old gut, building shoulders will automatically make it look like you've lost weight in your stomach. All right, so I like working out shoulders simply because it's not a big muscle group. It just doesn't require as much effort. It doesn't require as many sets, not as much volume, and recovery is really straightforward. It's just a fun muscle group to work. So I'm going to show you 4 great exercises today you can do from the comfort of your own home. The drawback to doing shoulders is a ton of you guys watching right now, they've got bad shoulders, all right? There's certain things you just can't do. All right, I'm lucky, my shoulders are in still pretty good shape, but it doesn't matter. I mean, I don't care. Every single day at the gym, I do this, even if I'm not doing a shoulder workout. If I'm doing back, if I'm doing chest, even if I'm doing arms, I mean, I'm still loosening up my shoulder joints just doing this simple stuff first, okay? And then I continue to warm up by using an extremely light weight on whatever exercise I start with. I do tons of warm-up sets, and I highly recommend you do that too. All right, so we're gonna skip all the warm-up stuff right here, all right? You know how to pick a really light weight and warm up. The first exercise today is a shrug, and the reason I'm putting these 4 exercises in this order is because it also helps to warm your shoulder joint up, all right? So most of you guys are gonna be able to do the first 3 exercises. It's the 4th one that might give you a problem, and that's why I put it at the end. So we're just gonna do some shrugs with dumbbells. Now, this is the simplest movement of all. It's got the smallest range of motion, and you're just gonna really bring those shoulders up as high as you can. No sense in you don't roll them, you don't do anything else. All you want to do is bend over just slightly, okay? And look downward just a little bit. And it's real straightforward, guys. Now the thing is, this is a pretty strong muscle group here. You know, we're using our traps, right? But it's also engaging some of our shoulder muscles and our neck. And that means you can do a really heavy weight, all right? Now, I'm using super light stuff right now just for demonstration purposes, but most of you guys at home need to pick the heaviest dumbbells you have, okay? And then if that's not heavy enough, you need to bring it to the top and hold it for a 3 or 4 count before you let it back down and then repeat. But I like doing these first because it's real easy on your shoulder joint, and it starts warming up all those muscles, all those tendons, all those ligaments. All right, exercise number 2 are lateral raises, and this is probably my favorite all-around shoulder exercise, partially because I think most of you guys, even with bad shoulders, should be able to do this, all right? You don't have to raise the weights above your shoulders, guys. And then this is not only the tempo I want you to use, but I also want you to notice the slight bend I have in my elbow, and I keep that bend throughout the full range of motion. Now I'm going to put the dumbbells down real quick and explain that when I'm doing this, see how when I bring it up, my palms are facing down? You don't want to turn your hands like this. You want your palms facing down at the top of the movement. That will put more emphasis on the lateral head of your shoulders. So your shoulders are made up of 3 muscle groups, the front, the lateral, and the rear. And this targets the laterals. And most guys already have an overdeveloped front, delt muscle. So we're not going to specifically target that. And this exercise also means you cannot do much weight. A lot of guys are going to be doing 5, maybe 10-pound dumbbells. All right, that's fine. Slow it down a little bit and you'll really feel the burn without putting a lot of stress on your rotator cuff. So the third exercise is going to target the rear head of our delts. And that's a really hard muscle to get. It's small. Most guys have got a very undeveloped rear delt. And this is a perfect exercise for you guys. Now, you're not going to be able to use much weight. You're going to have to go pretty low, okay, on this one. And I like sitting down. You could actually do this standing up, just bent over. But this takes a lot of stress off your lower back when you're seated. All right. Now, I want you to notice the orientation of these dumbbells, okay? So when you bring them up here, pretend like your little pinky is facing up towards the ceiling, okay? If you bring them up like this, where your pinky is facing backwards and your palms are facing down, you'll still get some of the rear delt, but you'll put a lot of it, of the tension on your lateral head. And we just did that a minute ago. So as you raise the dumbbells, try to have them in this orientation, all right? And then guys, don't swing the weight up, okay? I see a lot of guys at the gym kind of using momentum. This is why you got to use a really light weight, 5, 10 pounds for most guys, all right? Bring it up, control the weight up, and then don't let it fall back down. Lower the weight back down. Boy, this is really going to start to burn. But even for guys with bad shoulders, I think y'all will really like the way this feels. And I've had guys email me before who've told me that doing some of these exercises I'm showing you right now actually improved their shoulder pain so much that it basically went away. All right, so I'm not saying this is going to cure guys, with horribly bad shoulders, but most of these exercises are going to actually strengthen your shoulder joint without causing any damage. And that is a win-win. All right, now I saved this fourth one for the last exercise for a reason, and it is an overhead shoulder press. And the reason it's last is because a lot of guys with bad shoulders simply can't do it. You just can't get your hands above your head, all right? Especially with weight. The other reason I put it last, and this is why I do it last in my workout, is I've already warmed up my shoulder joint. The muscles are all good and warm. Your tendons, your ligaments, the joint itself is kind of prepared to handle a more stressful, more difficult movement. And then also we've pre-exhausted these muscles, right? That means I can't use a very heavy weight, all right? So when you're using a lighter weight, you're gonna put much less stress on the joint itself, and it's gonna be much less likely to cause injury if you don't already have one, all right? So this is just a straightforward overhead shoulder press. You can do it standing or seated. I kind of like doing them seated, all right? And then here it is. You just start from this position, and I like to look not just forward, I like to kind of look up. For some reason, that just feels way more comfortable to me from, my neck perspective. And I can pick a point kind of on the ceiling up there and stare at it, and it helps me keep my balance. And see, the range of motion, guys, I'm lucky. I can go all the way down so that the flanges of the dumbbells actually touch my shoulder at the bottom of the movement. But, once again, you're not going to be able to use a lot of weight on this exercise, especially since we've already done 3 other shoulder movements. So all the muscles are already kind of pre-fatigued. And of course, like I said a minute ago, that is the reason I do this movement last. All right, so there you go. 4 real straightforward exercises for your shoulders that you can do at home with nothing but some pretty lightweight dumbbells, except for the shrugs, which actually you can do some heavy weight, all right? And these exercises are really all you need to build big, muscular, impressive boulder shoulders. And remember, That muscle group is a great bang for your buck muscle group. You will actually look so much more impressive, even in a shirt, short sleeve or long sleeve, if you got big shoulders, because it will automatically make that waist look smaller, and that V look is so impressive. Trust me. And then finally, guys, you got to stick with it and never give up on yourself.